Now batting, the first baseman.
Here's Daniel Nava now. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. No hits to this point. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Line toward right center. And he dives to make a spectacular catch. Striding in once again, Brandon Perry, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
Loves hitting left-handed off of right-handed pitchers, hitting over 300 against right-handed pitching. This is a tough spot here to turn two off this guy at the plate. One of the things you really have to make sure defensively, to make sure you get at least one out. Don't try to turn that double play. If you get the sure out at second, take that. And if you get it at first, well, that's just an added bonus. But make sure you at least get one out in a spot like this.
And this is sliced hard down the left field line.
Here you go, find the ball,
that gets down and ought to be good for extra bases. The relay, and he is in there with an RBI triple.
Boy,
wow, he's getting his daily conditioning in during the game. That's his second triple, so obviously he's seeing the ball great, and he's showing he knows how to motor around the bases just fine.
First baseman, Daniel Nava.
Into the box, Daniel Nava, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1. Now some action out in the bullpen as a lefty and a right-hander begin throwing. The 1-1 home. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Ibarra has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And he will get in to score, and it's a run batted in on the sacrifice fly.
Hey, every pitcher likes to have some runs scored for him, but particularly when you're throwing as well as he is tonight, and he gets another insurance run on top of it.
Ready once again, Brandon Perry. He's 2 for 4 in the ballgame.
Perry.
Outfield comes way in here. The first pitch. And here's a called strike at the knees. Don't think he liked that one too much, but it's 0-1. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Lopsided score in this ball game. The Altoona Curve, 4 home runs. The game's future. Casey McGowan, a left-handed Canadian, gets the starting assignment here. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Well, as you can see, he's a tall drink of water out there, especially on the mound. That can really work to your advantage because you work on more of a downhill plane and you typically get more extension to the plate on your release. The key, though, is that he has to be out front with his release point or he'll be more likely to miss up in the zone.
And we get things started here with a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1. Dan, D-Row, we take a look at our home 9 as they take the field here today. They continue to fall on hard times, losing again last time out, and that makes 7 losses in their last 8 games.
Yeah, Matty, the last game, they got to wash that down the drain. They got absolutely boat raced by a big margin. They got to put that behind them, show up to the yard today, looking to fight. Everything changes once the first pitch is thrown.
Batting second, right fielder, Miguel Ochoa.
And there he goes towards second. And a step off. And he will hasten his way back to first where he's in there safely. Standing in now, Miguel Ochoa, as he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He broke out the slide step there, Danny.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2. I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Yeah, and they set him up with that curveball on the pitch before, and that one, they just blew right by him.
And he's into second safely with the stolen base. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
That one missed, but if it's a strike, I don't know how you get the barrel of that pitch. You have to really be sitting on it to hit a fastball coming in that hard on the inside part of the plate.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Daniel Nava will be next. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Full count still. The next 3-2. Pulled toward right center field. Lamb waits on it. 1 out. And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Dero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Well, Matty, you take a look at this lineup filled with young bloods, just young guys, hungry, aggressive, trying to do damage and move traffic to both gaps. Line-to-line power up and down this lineup. Should be interesting to see if this pitcher uses their aggressiveness against them.
Hit out towards second. And that's through into center field. Base hit. The run is in to score, and they take an early 1-0 lead. Ready now, Brandon Perry. He singled his last time up.
Brandon Perry.
From the stretch. In tight here with the first pitch fastball. That's 1-0. Now the 1-0 is a slider taken for a ball.
That's a good approach when you're facing a young arm you might not be too familiar with. Take a look at a few and see what he's got. Now he's got to himself ahead in the count.
Now the 2-0. High in the air down the right field line. But this is just going to wind up being a... Now a look and a throw back to second. And he's back in standing. The 2-1. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Gardner has a beat on it. He makes the catch, and tagging is the runner from second. And he'll get into third here on the fly. Next will be the designated hitter, Brandon Perry. He flew out in his last at-bat. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Calling for it, Armstrong, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Now back to the top of the lineup, stepping in, Brandon Perry. Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing hard liner to left center. And there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the seventh.
Pitcher went to the well one too many times. Back-to-back fastballs. Hitter was able to keep his hands through, deliver a nice line drive.
Standing in, Miguel Ochoa, leadoff man on base, and we'll see what they have in mind strategy-wise here. Guzman, A 22-year-old. He throws a four-seam fastball, a two-seamer, a curve, and a changeup. Lifted the other way to left center. Ibarra comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number one. Digging in now, Daniel Nava. He was a ground-out victim last time up. First delivery to him on the way. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball one.
The intent with that changeup away was one thing and one thing only. Get a double play ball. Nice job to lay off it at the plate, though.
The 1-0 home. And they pitch out here, but nothing's happening. Ball two. Now the 2-0. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
Walks are never good, but they're especially bad news late in games like this. It seems like they always come back to bite you.
The 3-0 is in there for strike one. Grounded down the third baseline. Scooped up on the backhand. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
You know, D-Row, as a pitcher, that could be so frustrating. You're taught to try to go out there and make quality pitches, and that was a really good pitch. And I would be willing to bet you he's surprised that that turned into an infield single.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's smiling. That hitter's smiling, running down first base, knowing he's got an infield single right there. He has no business. He'll line out probably 15 times, but it won't even out. You take him when you can get him. Hey, that's a huge pitch right there. You've got to get ahead. When you start to see traffic on the base pass, your defense starts to tighten up a little bit. The best thing to do is pound the zone and get ahead 0-1.
Come on,
back up the middle. Reined in to second for one. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. So they pick up no runs on 2 base hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll move on now to the bottom half of the 7th. Get up and stretch. The Curve lead it 3-1. So a big spot here, and stepping in, Brandon Perry. And he could very well get the intentional pass here, as that would set up a potential double play ball that might keep the game tied. Here's the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Go ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. This one's flared out toward left. And that's going to fall for a base hit. He'll get it into second. And that's going to break our tie as the runner scores from second to make it a 4-3 ball game.
Dan, you'll take RBIs any way you can get them, but when they give your team the lead in the late innings, man, that feels good.
Oh, it especially does, especially when you start to score runs late in the game off of quality pitching. When
now batting, right fielder.
A 1-run finish, 4-3, the final tally today. The Curve came through when it mattered in the 9th on the way to the win. Edgar Santana claims the win out of the pen, his first. Prince Bailey hammers down. Time for minor league baseball here on the show as we set our sights on the AA Eastern League. Today, the finale of this 3-game weekend series between the Altoona Curve and the Erie Seawolves. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Settling in now, Brandon Perry. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Brandon Perry.
Here comes the first pitch. Tough slider down low for a strike. Fellas, you take a look at the home side here as they take the field this afternoon. They've been in a serious tailspin of late, winning just once in their previous 10 games.
Yeah, man, things haven't gone too well so far in this series, D-Row. They're looking to avoid the sweep here in this one.
Yeah, they got to get off in the early innings. It's going to be monumental if they can push a few runs across and give this pitcher a chance to relax.
And now we'll look at the starting lineup for the visitors in this one. Mark, how do they go about breaking out the brooms on the road?
Matty, these are the lineups you want to be in. Driving to the ballpark, you got a cup of coffee in your hand, You look at the flags and they're blowing straight.
Striding forward now is the DH. Brandon Perry comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
Back up the middle and in for a base hit. So it's a base knock to lead off their half of the fourth.
Nice, nice. Check your outfielders.
Stepping in, Daniel Nava. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Daniel.
Throw over to the bag, and he'll get back in safely. He's set. Here it comes. A pitch out. The throw. And boy, even a pitch out can't slow him down. He's in there at second base. So he swipes second despite the pitch out.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone in the building knew he was going to be running there, right? Didn't make a difference, though. He got a great jump and absolutely burned it down to second to get in safely. Clearly staying away from him in this at-bat with that runner in scoring position tells me they're trying to force him to reach for something and maybe roll over on it.
Perry leads off second with nobody out. Line towards center field. Gardner patrolling center makes the play, 1 out. The tag, and he is out at third base. It's a double play. Digging in, Brandon Perry. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of good pitching and defense today.
Oh, that's one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of strikes. We're seeing a lot of swings. We're seeing some great plays on defense. This has been a snappy one up to this point.
Now the 1-0 is a slider taken for a ball.
Boy, he just looks locked in at the plate right now to me. His numbers in recent games have been very good, and those were 2 stone-cold takes right there that put himself in a great hitter's count.
3-0 to him now. Looking to fade his first walk. Here it comes. Tough slider over the inside corner for a strike. 4 pitches, all takes. He's showing a lot of patience here.
And I like that from a guy like him, Matty. He can do a lot of damage on the base pass with his legs, so there's no reason for him to get overly aggressive if he's not getting anything to handle.
Hey, pitchers, you better start taking notice of this guy. He better be circled on that lineup card because he's on fire. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game right there, and I don't see him stopping.
Now batting, the first baseman, Daniel Nava.
Here's Daniel Nava now. Pitch outside, the throw. Perfect throw, and they got him at second. So coming to the plate, Brandon Perry. He's 2 for 3 thus far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. To first. Comes up with it. And he'll take this on to first, and they're down to their final out, 2 away. 3-0 the final score in this one today. The Seawolves jumped ahead in the 7th inning.
A player is encouraged to get all he can out of his given talents.
The show's continue. Richard Halsey will be on the mound for the series opener. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, it's hard to have all 4 of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
fellas are home 9 as they begin play here this evening. They come in here hoping to make it 2 in a row as they broke a 3-game skid with a victory last time out.
Hey, why not get on a hot streak, Matty? They played really well yesterday. Continue that trend. Stay on the attack. See if you can get on a hot streak. Maybe rattle off 8 to 10.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Line hard to the left side, but foul. Lifted in the air to shallow center field. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Standing in, Brandon Perry. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Brandon Perry.
First offering on its way. That's a strike to throw down. He's in there easily as the throw bounces on the way down. Sent on the ground out to second. Netzel ranges to his left. On to first, and there are 2 down. Ready for another chance. Brandon Perry. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Line drive to center field. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1 for 3 games so far. So he picks on the first pitch here and is able to extend the inning.
Boy, Dero, it's about time they got something brewing here. First pitch single, and maybe now they can start to get some traffic on the bases.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Ambush tactics, not always the play. You want to drive that pitch.
And they get him trying to. Digging in and looking for more. Brandon Perry. He singled his last time up. Now a throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. Here's the first pitch to him. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Throw over to first. A dive, but he's back. A runner on first with 2 away. Pulled toward right center field. Lingo on the move.
All right, hang on.
Dive,
right
but he
here.
can't pull it in out in right center. And now he'll get into scoring position with 2 away.
Their own pitcher is absolutely dealing right now. So this is a big moment in this game. If his teammates can pick him up and drive him in now, that might be all they need to get the W here.
Now batting, first baseman, Daniel.
Here's Daniel Nava now, as he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half. It's strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. The 1-1. This is pulled into right. Oh, and this kicks right off of him. The runner from second crosses the plate. That makes it a 4-0 ball game.
Boy, talking about having ducks on.
Trying to pick things up where he left off. Brandon Perry. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. Ball 1.
Wow, that was a decent breaking ball right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
From the belt, the pitch.
You're
Sent on the ground out to second. Throw is in time, and they're able to avoid the huge inning here as the side is retired. And tonight's ends at a 6-2 finish. The Curve put up 4 runs in the 7th to carry them to victory. Welcome to ML. Next will be the designated hitter, Brandon Perry. First shot for him here. 2 hits in 5 trips a night ago. Runner back standing. Here comes the first pitch. Almost a worm burner as he misses on a low fastball. Ball 1. Guys, we take a look at the home 9 as they take the field tonight. They have not been playing their best baseball of late as they've dropped 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, Matty, I know they lost their last game, but you know as well as I do, in this sport, you have to have short-term memory. You have to let it go. They can get it going back in the right direction today.
3-0 now. Daniel Nava waits on deck. And he gets this fastball over. Back to 3-1 now.
Hey, that 3-0 pitch might have been important for him right there. Regroup, get his mechanics back under him, and drive something down through the strike zone. Wouldn't throw the exact same pitch right here. Might want to cheat towards one of the corners.
Throw on to second, so they'll get the lead man, and that's all. Set to get his evening at the plate started, Daniel Nava. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. And it skips in as he steals the bag easily. So he swipes second successfully, but you have to wonder now if that might actually end up taking the bat out of the hands of one of their better hitters.
Well, that's a good point, Matt, but I'd be a little surprised if that's the case.
Digging in to try it again, Brandon Perry. He'll swing it from the left side right here. From the stretch.
Come on, D,
Grounded back up the middle. And they will tag him out between first and second. And the throw is not going to be in time as he's able to reach base safely.
Now batting, the first baseman, Daniel.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Brandon Perry, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
And this is the side of the plate this guy loves to hit at. Hitting over 350 left-handed, hitting against right-handed pitching.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. High in the air out to center field. Romer is under this one. And he's got it for out number 2. Striding in once again, Brandon Perry. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Brandon Perry.
Here comes the first pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Perez moves over, and that's the second out of the inning. Ready for another shot now, Brandon Perry. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes. Cole, the runner at first with 2 gone. This one's down to third. Fielded cleanly. Throw on to second for the force, and the ball game is over.
Hey, it always feels good to win a baseball game, but when you can win one at home in front of your home crowd, all those fans cheering, this is a good win for this team.
Just days before the 40-round MLB draft, some lesser-known prospects get one last chance to make an impression at Bowman Scout Day. His name having finally been called, an anxious prospect steps up for his turn to put his plate skills on display. Never has this player had the chance to command the attention of so many big league buyers. He looks to make his case for draft consideration. Most of today's Scout Day participants are not considered blue-chip prospects, but they all have blue-chip aspirations. A player looks to follow up his efforts at the plate with a demonstration of solid defensive fundamentals. At the major league level, the defensive standard is near perfection. This prospect looks to deliver as clean a performance as he can. Done for the day and heading back to the locker room, this player is met by one of the scouts in attendance, who reminds him that he's still got one more chance to make an impression. While preparing for the first of 2 games at the Topps Amateur Showcase, a prospect is approached by a representative of the MLB Scouting Bureau.